we issued a 30 days suspension of strike, within which we expect full implementation or commencement of implementation of the items agreed in that MOU. Nevertheless, we are still within the boundary of the 30 days extension, and I don't want Nigerians or our listeners to preempt level. As we speak, if you issue ultimatum, you don't go home and sleep. You continue to do a lot of back-end work, a lot of consultation, a lot of collaboration, a lot of networking to ensure that you achieve results. And as we speak, I'm aware that the leadership of the organized labor in Nigeria is not sleeping. And like you rightly also mentioned, that the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Minister of Labor, like you mentioned, there is a purported action to begin to denigrate the agreements reached in the MOU. All those are in the air, but I can tell you that we are monitoring the process, and if at the expiration of the 30 days extension, in our own view, normal review is done, and we think that the federal government is not ready to do what they're supposed to do, then we'll deploy our union might. I know we know that Nigerians want us to deploy our union minds today. We will be happy to deploy that today, but we want to do what we're supposed to do first to ensure that we don't expose Nigerians further. So let us all wait for the expiration or of the 30 days suspension we have given, at the end of which Labour will meet, reach a consensus on how to deploy union might to get federal government to do what they're supposed to do.
We're just away from November, like you've said, and how much of those things that were in that agreement have been met? As the visit to the refinery, last time I spoke with you, was something that was brought up. That was one of them. And we know that the road even leading to the refinery is still what it is. How much implementation generally from the items? And do you think, from what you are seeing on ground, that something substantial would be on ground with regards to implementation before the 2nd of November? Or would Labour decide not to embark on any protest or strike if the government succeeds in implementing the provisional wage increase at the federal level?
Thank you very much, Ifeanyi. I must state very clearly here that there is a complete breakdown of trust between the leaders and Nigerians, and it's very obvious. I don't think any sensible Nigerian will wake up, or any responsible Nigerian will wake up and go and take a commitment on behalf of the federal government, because there is complete breakdown of trust. They have embarked on journeys that actually triggered breakdown or complete breakdown of trust between the leaders and the led. So I will not stand here to say that federal government is going to do this or that. It's the politicians that can go and make such promises. They have made promises in the past and they never kept it. Like you mentioned, the road leading to the refinery as we speak is impassable. Our members are subjected to mental and emotional torture every day they fly that road to go to work. We all know that. So in terms of implementation of the items contained in the MOU, what they have just done is that they say committee will be set up. We are supposed to be part of that committee. We are waiting for them to even ask us to bring up our names of our participants in that committee. That hasn't happened. They mentioned that at 5,000 wage award, a payment will commence, and that it will take effect on 1st September. We are waiting for October salary to see whether that will be paid or not. In fact, if by the end of October that is not paid, then we can all sit down and say that indeed the trust that has broken down is further taking worse from where we are today. So they mentioned that the process to begin CNG bus implementation and all that is in process. We haven't been invited by the federal government even begin to demonstrate to us their willingness. So I can hear you.
All right. So you were talking about the implementation, and you cited the refinery, which, of course, it is what it is. And clearly, from what you have said, it means that you haven't even visited the refinery as planned or as you thought you would have. Because the last time we spoke, you had said that, well, we are going to, in company of government officials, visit the refineries to see the state of work. I would take it that has not happened.
Yeah, thank you very much. That has not happened, and we do believe that will happen soon as, because, like I mentioned earlier on, FEC has approved all the demands in the MOU we sent to them. So it's left for the respective ministries and responsible persons to begin implementation or execution of same. So in terms of visiting the refineries, that hasn't happened. Maybe this week that may happen. I'm not saying that it's going to be this week. I'm saying maybe, since they've got the approval they needed from NEC, from FEC, so we expect that some of those actions will begin to take place.
Do you think that if the government was able to just implement a 35,000 naira increase, provisional wage increase, would that be enough for Labour to say, all right, we will stay with that and not involve in any other strike action?
If you know that in that MOU we have about 11, 12 items that you can classify as both soft, cash and kind items. So if out of 11 to 14 demands of soft and cash, you have one done, I don't think that is pass mark. That decision is left for Labour, because Labour, of course, definitely will sit down. The neck of both Labour centers will sit down and review and come up with what our response will be.